This is gonna be awesome. Hi guys, and welcome to today's task. For today's task, we are starting a really fun project. Cody, my oldest son, bought a go-kart this summer, and we are going to do a series of improvements, and we're going to start with that task today.
So I found these tires at VeverTools.com, and I really wanted to put them on, but in order to make them fit, we got to make a lot of changes.
This is a stock Manco go-kart, and most go-karts are really simple like this. This is the same as one I had as a kid. It's a single wheel drive. It works off a centrifugal clutch off of the motor, and this is typical. And this is a very fast and fun go-kart, but where we live, we have a lot of dirt roads and you don't have enough traction, and we want to improve it. One thing we want to do is make this a two-wheel drive vehicle, and in order to do that, you have to convert it to what?
A live axle.
A live axle. Cody has been funding this project with his own money, which he says he has no buyer's remorse yet. So we bought an axle online that will be a live axle. It sits on these bearings that allow it to spin. One of these spindles will be a sprocket.
And a brake.
Just like this. Yep, the other one will be a disc brake, so it will actually stop better, because currently when you hit the brakes on this, only one tire stops and the momentum still keeps going. So we want to improve that by getting two brakes on the rear end, which that's what this will take care of. So our first steps are going to be to have to remove the motor, undo all of that over there, which really is quick. And then we actually have to cut these axles all the way off. They've got to go bye-bye, and we're going to mount this guy right in place. Now, when we bought this axle, it actually was a 44-inch axle, but that was way too wide for this go-kart. And if we went down a size, it was way too small. So we bought the bigger one. Our good friend Paul took this to his machine shop and machined it. So now we have to weld this also and get it to fit. And then he machined our hubs to make them work. So we are in business now, but some of that prelude work we've been waiting on, and now we get to do it. And this gets to be the first project of the shop. Here's the point of no return. We got to start cutting an axle.
Yeah.
Go for it, bud. Try to cut it as straight. You don't want to necessarily be at an angle like this, because this is a little bigger. You want to be with this one. So, yeah, like that. Okay.
His catching, so I gotta.
Okay, so tip it. Yep. Here, push that button. Spin it around a little bit. There you go. It's got to be in a locked position, or else it'll come flying at you. Well, you may have to tip your guard, like point that down like that. There you go. That won't work. That's actually thicker steel than I thought. That's 1/8 inch.
Is that good or bad?
That's good. Yeah, it's great. Do you want to try filling some of these?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So what you're going to do is stack it on this bead, start here, and just
go side to side all the way to the other one.
Yeah, keep that puddle flowing, okay? You should be able to see the V really well. We've done beads all the way around, and Cody's look just as comparable to mine, I feel like. So now we've just got a few little holes we want to spot weld. I mean, structurally, this thing is not going to break, but we just want to clean it up so water or moisture can't penetrate the welds later on. Okay, spot weld. Cody, that welding's pretty good, and the grinding looks good. It feels nice. Not a bad job at all. I think that's going to be perfect. So now we got to figure out how we want to mount it. We initially cut it to these dimensions so that it would mount on these metal brackets. So initially the idea was to bolt into these and bolt into this. The only problem we're running into is we have the sprocket and the brakes that are on this. So actually we'll probably want to turn this guy around. This side's going to go to that side, Cody. We want to turn that guy around. But maybe we'll put the sprockets on and see how far off we got to be. After kind of examining what we've got to do, getting this sprocket all prepped, two things we're running into is this disc brake bumps this line, and then the sprocket really closely bumps this line. And when we look at it, this piece of pipe is probably like a 1-inch pipe, and this goes down to maybe like a 3/4 or 5/8 inch. So it's a lot smaller, and that means we're straddling a weld with our sprocket, which is where the most torque in the go-kart is going to sit. So after going over it, I think what we're going to do is
We're gonna cut from all these 3 points, and then we're gonna get different new metal that looks like this, but it's just gonna be bigger.
Yep.
And go back, I think, a little farther.
Yeah. So I think we're going to try and get the outer diameter of this piece to be the inner diameter of new piece and bend it around. I happen to know a good buddy, and we'll create that bumper because I want it to look like the original go-kart, just be way better. So this is going to be some cool fabrication, and I think that's a good plan. So we'll move that. We'll move the wood now that it's marked, and now you can be cutting those. Once the blade gets so deep on a grinder, it is a little scary because if you pinch it, it'll break. Yeah, it can chuck that thing. So be very careful. If you can, try to work from the outside.
Well, should I just go halfway in there?
Yeah, you can get it as
all the way?
Yeah, get it as deep as you want. No, we won't want to bend it. We want clean cuts. So just cut them as deep as you can from on top, and maybe we'll finish them off with the Sawzall too. That works.
Yeah, that'll be better.
Okay, go ahead. Stay nice and square. Yep. So now, Cody, we're going to want to take the feathering disc and kind of take this burr off all of these cuts. Before, Cody's seat could technically come back an inch or so, maybe even 2, but where the motor sat in connection with the back axle, we couldn't really move it back. Even though it was capable of doing that, the motor wouldn't allow us to. So now with what we're doing, the motor's actually going to go back a little further, and we'll have room to put the seat back, give him just a little more room, make it a little more comfortable to ride. Yeah, you used to kind of hug your knees a little bit. So this will feel a lot better. I think this is going to be awesome. So far what we've gotten accomplished on the go-kart is we've gotten it all the way dismantled. The motor is taken apart. The axles have been taken apart. The new axle has been completely welded together. We've cut off this back piece of frame that the go-kart used to be attached to, and we've already purchased the steel we need to kind of remake this, but a little bit longer and a little more robust so it can attach a little bit better to these. These guys are about the same width as that bar, so this will sit on this a lot better. What we need is a sharp 90-degree angle and this piece to actually figure out the radius. So Cody, we're going to set this piece down, and we're going to measure it so that the outside edge of this is on this line, and this edge is along that line, so that we know that we are in a 90-degree radius. We know that that's what we're bending that piece to, right? But now we need to know how tight of a bend we want it to be.
It's going to be the same.
So we're going to try to match it. This is how we're figuring it out.
This will tell you what the radius of the bend is. So if you grab your measuring tape and you go to where the bend ends, it will tell you. So we're going to line it up with this line right here, and it is about 2.5 inches on that side, and then we're going to do the other side. This is the same thing, and so that is just about 2.5 inches as well.
So 2.5 as in right here, which is where this actually touches this line, and then 2.5 is where this part actually touches this line. So our radius is a 2.5 inch
by 2.5 inch
radius.
Oh,
it should be, I believe it should be the same number both ways.
Right.
So in theory. So it's a 2.5 inch radius. is the bend we're going to do for this. That being said, my buddy did say they have a limited amount of dies, and whatever they have is what we'll be able to use.
Dies?
Yeah, like you have to use a bending die to put it in, because if you don't use the right die, that means like it's kind of like a saddle that holds this pipe, and if you don't use the right bending die or saddle for it, it will pinch. It'll take up either the slack you give it, or it'll push it into too tight and it'll disform it. So you use whatever saddle size this is, or die they call them, for this to match this tube. So whatever they have is what we'll use. If we don't end up as a 2.5 inch radius, it's not the end of the world, but he was curious to know if that's what ours was going to be.
All right. And are we going to do it to that?
Yep, we'll do it to that piece.
So we got to bring in this piece and that piece.
So we're going to bring this piece in to match it too.
So next episode, we are going to bend this pipe, and then hopefully we will be able to reassemble the go-kart fully. And I'm super excited to see how well it will be drifting. If you want to support my go-kart build, make sure to subscribe and give it a like. See you guys next time.